Hello, hello. Welcome to another segment of Elephant Madness. Today we have somebody that is in the community that is very young but is finding her ways very fast in the industry she is doing. Without, I know many people, especially if you're young over here in Anchorage, Alaska, you might know her from doing business with her. For the people that don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, thank you for having me. And also, my name is Amina, and my social media is Bougie Amina Collections or Cosmetics. And I sell clothing, wigs, shoes, anything you name, we probably have it. So, if you're ever interested, just hit me up and let me know, and I'll put you on.
Definitely. Now, tell us a little bit of your background, where you're from, and your cultural background.
So I was born in Chad, which is in Africa, and came down to Alaska in 2008. My first language is actually Arabic. It's not English. I did have to learn English, which was a little hard, but after a while, look at me now. I do right now, currently, life-wise and everything, I do try to engage with the community. I try to be very active as much as I can. And for school-wise, I am currently in college and studying a bachelor's in psychology and a bachelor's in business administration.
Wow, that is great. That you mix that with what you do. That's a lot on your plate. Now tell us, growing up, how was life for you in Chad?
Well, growing up in Chad, I was very young, so from what I remember so far, it was pretty nice, but certain things, we don't have it like how it is in America. So everything is like, you have to do completely different compared to how we have it here. And so it was a struggle a little bit, but I'm also glad to be having an opportunity here, and also, at the end of the day, also embracing my culture and who I am.
Tell us a little bit about your experience first coming from Chad to, did you come straight to Alaska, or
Yes.
was you, tell us your experience on the difference just getting here with the lifestyle you have. How old was you?
I was 8
Okay,
when I came here.
So you were aware of things and...
Yeah, I was a little aware, a little bit. Well, first coming here, like I said, I didn't speak English. Things are just kind of weird and different. And it's like I'm in a whole different, place that I don't even know, and I don't even know anyone here. And everything was just new to me. And after I finally learned English, that I was still in school. And after a while, I was just able to explore and also be aware of my surroundings. And that really taught me a lot as a person, and just viewing your surroundings really tells you a lot about the people around you and what you surround yourself around. And so after a while, getting in the mix of that, I decided to start my business.
Hmm. So you did all your schooling in Alaska here?
Yes, I did.
Perfect.
I did. It was pretty nice. And I think I started at a young age and was able to get advanced in vocab and really just learn a lot, and that helped me learn English.
What would you say is your main motivation to want to learn and catch up with everything? I know you are still young at that age that you come here. You will eventually mingle with people, but what are some of the struggles you face that now is not a problem for you?
Struggles was, when I first started, I wasn't a huge communicator, and also on top of that, I was very shy around people. And so, that was one of the main struggles I needed to work on for myself as well as for other people, because, in order to start a business too, you do need communication and just a bunch of skills. And I did have a lot of hard time working on that, but as time goes on, you learn. And so after learning, those are the struggles I ended up working on, and it made me who I am.
Definitely. What kind of student would you describe yourself in school?
In school, one of those students where, I procrastinate sometimes, which is a bad habit, but I know that, if you're gonna procrastinate, at least get the work done. So I feel like I'm one of those students where, I get my stuff done, whether it's real life or school. I get straight to the point.
Definitely. Now, knowing that you're from an African background, and our parents are known to be very strict.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell us, how was it for you to maneuver here, knowing that many other students were they were on them less than you, knowing that your parents are African and they're gonna be strict? How do you maneuver through that?
Well, I couldn't do certain things that my American friends could do. And, having strict parents, it's like, house rules, respect, and just a lot of things that you can get away with doing in America. Strict parents were just like, yeah, no, that is something that we don't allow. And, with that being mixed and friends and etc., it's like, I felt like that was something, at the end of the day, they're my parents. So that was something I had to get used to. And it's like, yeah, I'm in America, but, morals and etc. never change.
As an African child, what are some of the things that you would say your parents expect from you?
I would say,
from your culture, and because I know in every country and every place have their own tribes and ethnic groups and ways of beliefs. Give us some of you guys's.
For us, it's more of like making sure you get prayer done, which is 5 times a day of prayer, fasting, which is another main thing that, they require and should be a part of our religion that we don't break, no matter whether you're in America or not. It's something we continue to follow. Another thing would be respect. Highly respect. Respect your parents, no matter what. Because at the end of the day, they brought you into this world. And that's something I'm very appreciative about. It's like, I'll never disrespect them because it's like they brought me into this world and they taught me a lot. And, growing up, I was like, it's nice having strict parents. But after a while, it really shows you a different side of this world from what I see it as.
Would you say their strictness contributes to who you are today?
Very much, yes. Because, like I said, as I mentioned, that, growing up, I used to see like my friends as in like, dang, you guys can do this and that, and then it's like, there's me, I gotta deal with this, or strict parents. But I really thank them for being strict as I grow up, because now I'm the person who I am, and it's like I've learned a lot from that. And I really, it's good to have parents that really care for you, and that also helps you, to see things in a different perspective in this world.
Would you say you come from a well-fortunate background?
I would say medium-wise, even if I did have it or I didn't have it, I still want to work for myself. Like, I still want to get my own things. I still want to just, push myself, things like that. I don't want to depend on anybody. I'm very independent. So I tend to just want to work for myself and just work and get things for myself.
Definitely. We see that. Why would you say you are like that? For many people at your age, they are mostly worrying about partying, figuring out life. But it seems like at your age right now, you are business minded. Why is that like that?
I would say it had to do a lot with my past and just the person I am. After a while, I was like, I have so much free time on my hands. Why waste it drinking every day, going to the club, and doing things that really are just going to keep you in one spot? You're not moving up. You're just doing the same thing every weekend. And I was like, that's not something I want to do. Because, in the midst of that, I could be making money, or I could be coming up with new goals, how to better my career goals. And so after a while, I just decided, I'm independent as well. So I might as well just continue to just be myself and go with the flow.
So with that, coming out of high school, what were some of the things you was gravitating towards?
Coming out of school, I was wondering, I was just applying for schools. I was trying, the first thing was I was trying to realize, like, what do I want to do after this? You graduated, you got your high school diploma. What do you want to do now? And after a while, I was just thinking to myself, I'm very caring as a person, and I was like, I want to help people, and I want to be there for people. So in life, it's like, what would what position fits that the best for you? It could be either social work or psychology. And so I decided to go with psychology.
Let's talk about losses.
Okay.
Tell me times that you have to do this Because we know in every business, you take losses sometimes. Tell us a time that you took a loss and how you dealt with it and what you did to come back.
Okay, for loss wise, I would say buying a product, like too much of a product. That was my huge loss right there, because it's like I bought it and just having leftover stock really is like a loss to me, because it's like you spent that money on it and now you're trying to find how to get rid of it, and how to like sell it and etc. So it's not like extra stock just sitting there. And so how I did fix that is, maybe a sale, or if not a sale, maybe like, just posting it, get this item, get this half off, just deals basically is something that I've really realized helps a lot with anytime you have anything like too much of, or you're trying to get rid of quick.
Now, some people will say, this girl, Amina, like, why don't she have a store? She's not smart, she's not capitalizing on all of those. What do you have to say for people like that?
Well, for people like that, it's like everything in life happens for a reason. Okay, so when I say that, it's like when my timing is right to step in, that's when I'll step in. As for store-wise, I could get a store today, but it's like I'm choosing to be smart about it, meaning I'm in school, I have a lot on my plate, and I'm full-time with work, school, and everything. So I want to make sure I'm in a spot where I can just do it all by myself, or have, hire people to work for me. Not in a spot where it's like you're still learning and you're still growing. So I want to wait until I'm done with school, and then I'll open my boutique.
So with this, I wanted to ask a follow-up question with that.
Mm-hmm.
With how you see how business is going for you right now, in this generation and social media, would you say it's even necessary to open a store in this day of age?
No, it's not.
Why is that?
Because I've gotten to the point in my life where it's like I've gained a lot of customers, a lot of loyal clients. So having a store versus a virtual store, I have the virtual store. And that I can work on my own pace, can do homework, and I can still, attend it. A virtual store, I would mainly have to be there, and it's like when you have work and school, it's gonna be hard to really balance. So I usually just like the online store for me, because it's still doing me very great justice.
Definitely. Now, for somebody getting into this thing, business, wanting to start to do it, what advice would you give them?
So the advice, I've actually been asked this a lot, and the advice I give everyone mainly is, strangers really will support you more than your own friends, and that's something.
Say that again.
Strangers will support you more than your own friends, and that's a hard pill you might have to swallow, but it's reality. And the only reason I say that is because, I've had friends where it's like, with friends, can I get a discount? And they're looking more of like a discount, but it's like a stranger will come and it's like, I'll take it. So that's something I also had to realize growing up, was just, you get more support from a stranger than your own friend, and then you realize who your real friends are once you start a business. So you take a lot of loss. So I would say that is a huge loss right there.
Why would you say that? In what form? Break that down a little bit more.
Okay, so in simpler terms, it's like, I feel like you need to have a supportive system around you. So if you're having someone where it's like it's your friend, and you start your business off, and every time all they're looking for is a discount from you, I don't fully feel like they want to support you 100%. And sometimes they might start being negative or throwing shots at you. And that is someone you want to keep far away from you. And like I said, you make more friends with a stranger than you do with your own friends. And that's a pill I had to swallow. And honestly, what I did was I took that pill, basically, the hard pill to swallow, I took that as motivation. That's really what had me going. It's, just the hate, anything like that was just motivation. You're keeping me to go, you keep me going, and that is motivation.
So the doubt is what makes just so to prove people wrong that that is something that you are capable of doing.
Sure is.
And as of like I see mostly on Snapchat, like that's where you post your products, and you have got it to a point that almost like all the girls in the city you see is wearing like something, and the one thing I love about it, you do not, like you talked about, have a whole bunch of the same thing. You always switch them around, always have different type of outfits. I was having a conversation with somebody and they talked about, that's why I asked you that question. They talked about you not having a store or not popping up at places that is more open to other businesses. How would you say people receive you that are into similar businesses? How do they receive you? Or have you even reached out to people?
I have reached out to people who have reached out to me, more of like on a collab side, which, I'm starting to like more into, as for like putting my business more out there, and getting to like more people, etc. I did do a lot of pop-up shops. And I just started doing that last year, which was my first year. I was shy. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? How do I start this? And it ended up being something that, actually went really successful, and I will be doing this year as well.
Would you say from your that experience in coming to the community, do that also has to play in part that you have generated so much customers online, or was it also from people coming out?
So it was more of like a mix. My customers from my, social media came and supported me, and I'm very thankful for that. And then I also had, it was like a pop-up event, so it's like a lot of random people. It was like a huge event downtown, and it was a lot of random people who like were there to support me. So it was like, hey, like a lot of people are coming down. This is your chance to show them who you are, what you sell, and what makes you different apart from everybody else. And as I did learn like a lot of things that day. Things are hard and like working fast, because you have like, how are you going to satisfy everybody around your booth? What are your goals? What are you trying to sell? And how much are you selling it for? And so on. So that is really like a good experience to start from as a booth. And if I would have knew about that sooner, that's something that I would have been started.
Definitely. And now with your products, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is different from the products that you get that sell really well, that the other ones are not doing? What would you say you specialize in, and how do you find the eye of knowing that this is the type of product my people will want?
Let's say wigs and press-ons. And the reason for that is, I started off with a small batch, posted it, and asked for people's opinions. Are you guys interested? What are some things you want me to start having in stock? And so on. And after a while, like I had like the poll, the votes. And so those votes, the most like ranked ones were wigs, and then it was the nails, and then it was clothing. So I was able to like find my main center. Go.
Talking about that, tell us some of the service you provide, because some people would see you provide different services. We know you will start from like selling clothes, and you do wigs. You also install them.
Yes, I do wigs. I install. So if you're looking for anyone to do your wigs, I'm your girl. I actually enjoy doing wigs as well. Another service is, just nails. I also do personal consultations, and that is like for people who want something different, or clothing that nobody else has, So I have personal clients as well. And, so if you're ever looking for something, as I mentioned, I'm your girl.
Definitely. And in the near future, where do you plan to take this business, and which entity do you see yourself concentrating more in?
Oh, that's a hard question. Because I see myself more in the clothing line-wise. I do want to start my own line, but at the same time, I also see myself doing hair for celebrities and, just being an inspiration for other girls who want to do the same thing I'm doing at a young age or any age. So I also want to see myself traveling and, basically keeping this business going, getting more connected, and just, finding what's right.
And how do you differentiate them and find time for each one?
Okay, so usually it's like I mentioned right now, school is basically what's in the middle of everything. You know, once I finish with school, then I'll have enough time to travel and, you know, just combine everything. And as I mentioned, either a website or a boutique where I can just, you know, express everything in one. And that way I'll have enough time to just be there, as well as sell all the things I want to sell and the things I want to do all in one place.
Definitely, definitely. That's very smart. Like, so what is some things that you would want people to know from you in the near future, and what are ways that they could support you into taking your business way forward?
Just, you know, expressing concerns. Like if you ever have an issue with, you know, anything, you know, clothing wise or things that I'm not selling that you would like me to have in stock, always feel free to let me know. And, you know, I really try to really work with my customers. That's one thing. I try to work with my customers. I love communication. So, you know, I really like when people ask me questions. You know, like they ask me, hey, you know, can you help me with this? Can you help me start my business? You know, can you give me any tips? And I'm very, like, I'm not a gatekeeper. You know, we all win. So I usually like people who just, you know, straight up and just let me know your needs.
Did you feel like people was gatekeeping you when you started?
Yes. Yes, they were. And it was like to the point where it was like things that did not need to get gatekeeped. Like I started, I think it was like a lip gloss. I asked someone, hey, you know, where did you get this? And they were just gatekeeping. And so after a while, I was able to like really find things and find the glosses. And next thing you know, my business is growing and growing and growing. And the same people that were like gatekeeping from me were now in my messages trying to ask me where I got the stuff from. So I found that kind of funny.
Definitely, they want to share it.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself starting like a class or like a giving little session to people that would want to engage in this field?
Yes, and I've thought about that like a lot. I want to be like a huge influencer, like helping people is like really what I love to do. Like, if you know me, I'm very genuine. So I really want to start like either a hair class, and I've gotten requests for that. So, you know, maybe in the near future when I have enough time, I want to teach, you know, people how to do wigs and, you know, basically anything I know how to do, I'll teach you.
Definitely. So you see yourself opening like a hair salon store. Is it just something you don't necessarily have to be you running it? And how soon would you say in your business that you hope to get employees?
As soon as I get the boutique. The moment I get my boutique and I no longer have school to worry about, and, you know, it's more light on my shoulders, then I want to start looking for, you know, honest and, you know, great-minded people to start working with me.
Have you ever thought of like, I know you said you thought about collaborations. Have you ever thought of collaborating with businesses? And if there's any ones, which ones would you like to collaborate with?
I would say Fatunaku. I really adore her business, and that is someone that's also very strong and beautiful. So, you know, that's someone I would like to also collab with in the near future.
Definitely. That's nice. And for the people watching you, is there anything you have not? I see this outfit that you have on. Is this some of your new collections that you
Yes, this is a new collection coming out soon. Do you mind if I show them? Yeah. Okay. So, just there, guys. So, you know, maybe like get these a little fitted, but as for the back, I'm not sure if you guys can see it fully, but you able to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's the back. And they do come with these comfy pants, and there's a lot of options in different colors. But yes, that will be something provided in the near future. So if you're ever interested, hit my social media up, which is Amina Collections on Instagram. And for my new Snap, if you had me on my old Snap, it got deleted. So my new Snap is Amina-BIEBR2.
definitely.
Thank you.
That was Amina for you guys. Like I told you, on this segment, we only bring people that are doing something or is great to the community, and she is somebody that is young and is rising up very fast. And if you haven't got to do business with her or got to shop with her, she is your girl. Like I said, I've seen a lot of business people here, but mostly I like to say I'm pretty stuck in old style, and she's somebody that will get that problem taken care of for you with no problem. She always brings stuff that are new and up to par in the trend. That's Amina. Make sure you support her business. She's local, and why not support local? Why do you have to wait for 90 days for your shipping to get here?
When you can get it right then and there.
Right then and there.
Thank
no
you.
wasting time. Thank you for coming on the show, Amina.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.